Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Cassandra and today we're doing an intermediate class focused on flexibility. So I'll recommend that you have a strap nearby in case you need it for any of the poses that we'll be doing. And let's start lying down on our back. Knees will stay bent and just start to focus on your breath. Connecting with your core as you send your breath all the way down into your lower belly. Let's draw our right knee in towards the chest and go ahead and extend your left leg down on the mat. Getting into the hip flexors here, press your left heel down into the ground, maybe do a few ankle rolls with your right foot, and focus on drawing your right knee closer towards your chest and towards your right armpit. From here, grab the sole of your foot and send your heel up towards the ceiling so that you're stacking your right ankle directly over top of your knee, coming into half happy baby pose. Getting much deeper into the hips here, try to keep your elbow to the inside of your leg. Notice if you've lost your deep belly breaths. And take 5 breaths here. So with every inhale, you're pressing your left heel into the mat, and with every exhale, you're drawing your thigh a little bit closer down. Let's set up for reclined pigeon. So start to bend into your left knee so your foot comes flat on the mat, and carefully place your right ankle over the top of your thigh. And maybe you stay here, or maybe you grab a hold of the back of your left thigh or the front of your shin as you pull your knee in closer towards your chest. Make sure you're keeping your right foot flexed here to protect your knee. Try not to roll on one hip more than the other. Keep your weight evenly distributed. Do any little movements that you need to do here, maybe hugging in a little bit closer. And settle it back down. Let's switch sides. Start to hug both knees in towards the chest and release your right leg all the way down onto the mat, keeping your right heel firmly planted. Focusing on drawing the left knee in towards the chest, maybe doing those same ankle rolls over on the left side as well. Smooth, steady breaths. Let's come into half happy baby from here. So stacking the left ankle over the top of your knee. Keep your elbow to the inside of your leg here. Right leg stays straight. Focus on drawing that knee and thigh down towards the earth. Try to stay relaxed through the shoulders and neck. Let this be about your lower body only. And let's take our reclined pigeon, bending into your right knee. Bring your left ankle over the top of your thigh and go ahead and pull your right knee in towards your chest. Keeping your left foot flexed, protect your knee. And here, make sure that your tailbone stays down onto the mat so you're not lifting your hips off of the ground, only using a little bit of arm strength. Trying to keep the upper body as relaxed as you can. Maybe pull it in a little bit tighter, one more breath here. Any little movements that you need to do. And let's go ahead and release. Hug your knees in towards your chest one last time. Hold on to the backs of your thighs and start to rock up and down the length of your spine. Bring your palms down onto the mat. Find your high plank, top of your push-up. Shoulders over your palms, pressing through the backs of your heels. Shoulder blades roll down your back as your heart reaches forward. Transition through onto your right hand, left arm reaches up, find your side plank. Stay here. If you'd like to go further, start to lift your left leg up, pointing your toes towards the ceiling, pressing your hips up as high as you can. Engaging your obliques here, And then drop your left toes behind you, hips and chest go up towards the sky, drop your arm back, maybe let go of your neck and head here, only if it feels comfortable for you. Getting into our back bends. Make your way back through to your high plank push-up, and let's explore our side plank on the second side. Put your weight into your left palm and start to reach your right arm up towards the sky. And maybe start to lift your right leg up on this side as well, keeping your hips as high as you can, maybe shifting your gaze up. And then from here, let's start to drop our toes back behind you, sending your hips and chest up towards the sky, reach your arm back, slightly arching through the chest. Keep breathing here. And make your way back through to your plank pose. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, slowly shift your weight forward and lower all the way down onto your belly. On an inhale, chin, chest, and palms lift up, squeeze your shoulder blades behind your back, baby cobra. Exhale, set it down. Let's do that again. Inhale, upper body lifts up, elbows are high. And then exhale to lower down. One more time. Inhale, chin, chest, and palms lift up, and then interlace your fingers behind your lower back, reach your knuckles towards your heels, and maybe lift your legs off of the mat. Squeezing your inner thighs together. Keep the back of your neck long, looking forward, shoulders away from the ears. 2 more deep breaths. And slowly soften down. Make your way into child's pose. Bring your toes to touch, knees are about shoulder width distance apart, maybe a little bit wider. And then start to fold forward, relaxing your upper body down. Taking deep breaths here. Allowing your hips to sink towards your heels. Soften your chest down. Find those same deep belly breaths you had at the beginning of class. Shoulder blades roll down your back. Make your way into your first downward facing dog. Palms are shoulder width distance apart, feet are hip width distance apart. Send your hips up and back. And move your legs around as much as you need to here, paddling the feet, pressing your chest towards your thighs, relaxing your neck. Tailbone curls up towards the sky. And we'll take a good 3 to 5 deep breaths here, getting into the backs of the legs. Pressing your knuckles and fingers down into the mat. Lift your heels up high and start to walk forward to the top of the mat. Take a forward fold. Keep your feet hip width distance apart, bend your knees as much as you need to, and just hold on to opposite elbows, maybe swaying gently from side to side. Remember to keep your head heavy here. Release your fingertips down onto the mat and cross your right foot behind your left. Start to crawl your fingertips over towards the left side of your body. So see if you can keep your right leg straight as you bend into your left knee here and press out into your right hip. Try to relax your head. Feel that deep stretch through the right side of your IT band. Make your way back to center, and we'll go and do the same thing on the second side. So cross your left foot behind your right. Start to crawl your fingertips over towards the right side of your mat. Bend your right knee, try to keep your left leg straight and press into your left hip. Make your way back to center, bend your knees, and slowly come all the way up to stand. Let's start to flow. Find your mountain pose, standing up tall here. And then as you inhale, let's reach both arms up, palms come to touch, look up. And as you exhale, fold forward, hinge at the hips, soften your chest and neck. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant both palms, find your high push-up pose, 1 breath here. As you exhale, come all the way down onto your belly. We'll take a full cobra pose, so keep your palms down onto the mat. Inhale, chin and chest lift up. Elbows are bent and hugging in. Exhale, melt your heart down and find your downward dog. Hips go up and back, straightening through your legs. On an inhale, right leg rises up towards the sky. Keep your legs straight. And as you exhale, bring your right knee in towards your chest in your high plank. Inhale, back into three-legged dog. Exhale, come forward into plank, knee to nose. Last one, inhale, send it back. Exhale, hover your knee in towards your chest and lightly step it forward to the top of the mat. Drop your back knee down and find your low lunge. Both arms will reach up. And from here, let's interlace our fingers and release the thumb and index. Maybe looking up as you squeeze your biceps. Sinking your hips down low without arching your lower back too much here. Keep your back toes curled under. Find a lift through the lower belly and lower back. So there's a slight back bend here through the chest. Getting deep through your left hip flexors. And let's slowly release our palms down. Find your quad stretch. Left palm stays down, right hand goes to grab onto your left ankle. Try to keep your hips as low as you can here. And roll that right shoulder open, a little bit of a twist. Let go of your ankle, make your way into your half splits, straightening through your right leg and folding over your right thigh. So be mindful here to pull your right hip back, left hip forward. Your weight is evenly distributed through both legs. Soften the upper body as much as you can. Start to bend into your right knee, curl your back toes under and make your way into three-legged dog. Right leg reaches up and back. Bend your right knee and open up through that right hip, pressing your chest towards your thighs. And then step your right foot forward to the top of the mat. Come into your high lunge. Both arms are reaching up. So think of lifting the upper body out of the waist here, staying as long as you can through the spine while sinking your hips down low, trying to get your right thigh parallel towards the ground. Bring your fingertips down onto the mat for support here. And let's find our pyramid pose fold. So straighten through your front right leg and drop your left heel down onto the mat. Folding over your right thigh, try to remind your right hip to pull back so that left hip can pull forward. You want both hip bones to be facing the front of the mat. Bend into your right knee. Find your high plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, lower halfway. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale, hips go up and back, downward dog. Inhale, left leg rises up. And as you exhale, bring your left knee in towards your chest. Inhale, three-legged dog. We'll do that 2 more times. Exhale, knee to chest, hover it close. Inhale, reach it all the way back. Last one. Exhale, pull it in, hover, and step your left foot forward, lowering your back knee down. Finding your low lunge here. Reaching both arms up, shoulder blades roll down your back, interlace your fingers, release the index and thumb. Maybe looking up slightly, a little bit of a back bend here, opening up through the chest. Drop your palms down onto the mat, keep your right hand down, and reach for your back ankle with your left hand. Hold on to whatever you can here, and focus on rolling that left shoulder back. So there's a little bit of a twist, keeping your belly off of your thigh. Left knee stays hugging in. Release the foot down, straighten through your left leg and find your half splits. Flexing your left toes towards your face, keeping your hips over your knees. Take another breath here. And start to come up, bending into your left knee, curl your back toes under, reach your left leg all the way up and back, bending into your left knee and opening up that hip, three-legged dog. Try to keep your shoulders even here. Both are parallel towards the ground. We'll find our way into our high lunge. Step your left foot forward to the top of the mat. Both arms reach all the way up. Bending deeply into your left knee, sinking your hips down low, high on the ball of your back toes. Drop your fingertips down onto the mat, straighten through your left leg, drop your right heel down, finding pyramid on the second side. So this time you want to pull your right hip forward, left hip back. Keep a little bit of a bend through your knees if needed here. Try not to lock your joints. Soften the upper back. And let's find our flow. Bend into your left knee. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale to lower. Cobra or upward facing dog, back bend of your choice here. Inhale. And as you exhale, hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Lift your heels up, look forward, and choose to step or hop both feet in between your palms to the top of the mat. Halfway lift when you get there, flat back, and exhale, fold. Press to stand, both arms will reach up overhead, palms come to touch. And as you exhale, draw your hands down to heart center. Let's take another flow. Inhale, reach both arms up, deep breath. Exhale, fold down, maybe bringing your forehead towards your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, find your plank pose, high push-up. Exhale, lower down halfway, so hover here, and then find your upward facing dog, hips off of the mat. Exhale, down dog. Right leg rises on the inhale, and then step your right foot forward in between your palms. Lower your back knee down onto the mat here. So this time for our low lunge, let's reach both arms back and grab a hold of your ankle. So a little bit more challenging. If this one doesn't work for you, come back into our first variation. Otherwise, squeeze your shoulder blades behind your back, sink your hips down low, and pull your heel towards you. Getting deeper into the quads. Breathe into it. And then lower your fingertips down, and let's take our full splits this time. As always, if this variation doesn't work, take the half splits instead. Try to keep your hips as leveled as you can. We'll keep our weight centered here. Find your breath and let your hips sink down a tiny bit lower. Take 2 more breaths right here. And let's start to bend into the right knee so you can bring both palms down onto the mat, and then find your way into 3-legged dog. Right leg reaches all the way up and back. Bend into your right knee and start to open up through that right hip. Step your right foot forward to the top of the mat and spin your back heel parallel to the short edge of your mat, making your way into Warrior 2. Bend into your right knee and press it open. Both arms are reaching out. Strong foundation. Drop your right palm to the inside of your right foot on the mat, left arm alongside your ear. 1 diagonal line from your left fingertips all the way down towards your left foot. Focus on rolling that left shoulder back so you're not collapsing through the chest, and sink your hips a little bit lower. Look down and use your obliques to come all the way back up. Straightening through your front leg, let's come into triangle. Chest goes forward as you drop your right palm, maybe down onto the mat or to the inside of your shin. Left arm reaches up towards the sky. Look up if it's comfortable for your neck, otherwise stay neutral. Let's lift up out of this pose. Turn your right toes in so both feet are parallel to the short edges of your mat. Interlace your fingers behind your lower back and slowly come into your forward fold. Knuckles reach up and over. See if you can keep a little bit of a micro bend through your elbows here. Wrists stay touching. Try not to let all of your body weight sink into your heels. Relax your neck and let the crown of your head start to reach towards the floor. Softening through the jaw, shoulders, hamstrings. Let gravity pull you deeper into this pose. Take another breath here. and then start to drop your palms back down towards the mat. Come up halfway into a flat back, and then walk your hands to the top of the mat. Step into your high push-up pose on an inhale, and as you exhale, lower and hover. Find your back bend on the inhale, and as you exhale, move into downward dog. Second side, inhale, left leg rises up towards the sky, and step your left foot forward to the top of the mat, drop your right knee down, find your low lunge. So once again, this time we're doing the variation where we're grabbing our ankle with both palms. Let your hips sink down low, but keep your tailbone heavy so that your lower back stays nice and long. There should be no compression here. Broaden through the chest as you reach your heart forward. Try not to let your left knee go past your ankle. Pull your back foot in a little bit closer. And let's release. Find your splits. Keeping fingertips either down onto the mat or maybe making some fists. Try to keep your weight centered as much as you can here. A little bit of a micro bend through the knees. Keep your chest lifted. 2 more deep breaths. And start to ease your way out of the pose, bending into your left knee, both hands down onto the mat. Inhale, back into downward dog. Left leg reaches all the way up and back, bending into your left knee, opening up through that hip. And then step your left foot forward to the top of the mat. Spin your right heel parallel to the short edge of your mat, coming into Warrior 2. So left knee is bent and presses open. Sink your hips as low as you can as you drop your left palm down onto the mat, reaching your right arm up and over. Extended side angle. So feel the extension here from your right fingertips all the way down into your right foot. Rolling your shoulder back so you're not collapsing through the chest and maybe looking up. Use your obliques to pull yourself back through and straighten through your left leg so we can make our way into triangle pose on the second side. So sliding your left palm down your leg, right arm reaches up. So once more here, rolling that right hip and right shoulder back. Pressing into both feet evenly. Abdominals stay engaged. Lift all the way back up, and this time keep your heels in, toes out, bend into your knees, interlace your fingers and reach your arms up, coming into temple pose. Really try to press your knees open here, externally rotating both hips. Sinking down a little bit deeper. 3 deep belly breaths here. Really feel the ribs expand from side to side and front to back. Bend into your knees a little bit more. Use the power through your legs. And let it go as you bring both palms down onto the mat, finding your way into downward facing dog. Lift your heels, come forward into plank pose. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back into downward dog. Soften your neck. Right leg rises up towards the sky on the inhale. Bend your right knee, open up your right hip. And then start to drop your right toes behind you, finding your way into Wild Thing. Right arm reaches all the way up and back so that you're lifting your chest and hips up towards the sky. Soften your neck if it feels comfortable here and keep both feet pressing into the mat. Deep back bend. Ease your way through to your plank pose. Exhale, downward dog, and let's do that on the second side. So this time left leg rises up towards the sky. Start to bend into your left knee and open up that hip and softly drop your left toes behind you. Left arm reaches up and back, chest is lifting up towards the sky. Try not to hold your breath here. Press your hips up a little bit higher. Drop your left palm back down onto the mat. Downward facing dog. Right leg rises on an inhale. Step your right foot forward in between your palms and make your way into your high lunge, bringing your hands at heart center. Find your balance here, sinking your hips down low, and then step to the top of the mat and lift your left knee up high, squeezing it in towards your chest. Catch your big toe with your two-piece fingers with your left hand and go ahead and extend your left leg forward in front of you. Maybe keeping your right hand on your waist here for balance. Bend your knees if needed, keeping the spine nice and long, shoulder blades drawing down your back. And let's open up that leg towards the side. So left leg goes left, and then to hold your balance, usually it helps to extend your right arm out. Slowly let go from here, and then catch your left foot with your palm behind you, making our way into dancer's pose. So start to kick your foot into your hand as you reach your right arm forward. So slowly that left knee will start to lift up, and instead of thinking about diving with your chest forward, just think of keeping a back bend in the pose so that your chest stays lifted. Make sure that your left knee is not going out towards the side here. Maybe kick it up a tiny bit higher and slowly come all the way back. Hug your left knee in towards your chest. And let's find our way back into our crescent lunge. So stepping your left toes back, both arms reach up, inhale. Exhale, palms come down, take your flow. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. And we'll do that same sequence, second side. Left leg rises. Step your left foot forward in between your palms, hands come to the heart. Find your focus, breathe deeply, and then step to the top of the mat, lifting your right knee up, and then grab a hold of your big toe, and when you're ready, let's stretch our leg out in front of us, keeping your left hand on your hip. Notice if you're tensing your jaw, neck, or shoulders. Try to keep them relaxed. And start to open up your right leg towards the side, maybe reaching your left arm out for balance. One more breath here, and then let it go. Make your way into dancer's pose, catching your right foot with your hand, reaching your left arm out in front of you. Tilt your chest forward just a little bit, but really feel for pressing your right foot into your palm. Keep your gaze steady. Lift it up a tiny bit higher. And let's release. Hug your right knee in towards your chest. Step back into your high lunge. Both arms reach up. Inhale. Exhale, drop your palms. Take a flow. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale to lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up and then bring your right knee behind your right wrist. Reaching your left leg back, we'll make our way into pigeon pose, maybe working on king pigeon. So keep your hips nice and even, and then start to bend into your left knee, maybe grabbing a hold of your toe or ankle, whatever you can hold on here, and pull your heel towards you. This might be where you stay, or if you want a deeper back bend, we're going to flip our grip so that we can reach our elbows up towards the sky and maybe reach back with both palms. So if you're choosing this option, you can choose to either keep your head neutral or maybe reach it back so that toes go towards the crown of your head. Getting a nice expansion through the shoulders, allowing the hips to be heavy. And let's release that variation. Fold all the way down forward, coming into laying pigeon. Notice if you're leaning on one hip more than the other. Try to keep your weight evenly distributed. Start to let go of your practice. Lengthen your breath. Send the breath all the way down into that right hip, allowing it to open up a little bit more. Start to lift your head and chest back up, curl your back toes under, and make your way into downward dog. Do any little movements that you need to do with that right leg here. Just stepping it back, reaching it back, whatever feels good. And then we'll do the second side. Left leg rises, and bring your left knee behind your left wrist, reaching your right leg back. So find your nice stable foundation here. And then we'll start to bend into our right knee. Maybe just grab a hold of your foot with your right palm and stay here for the next 5 breaths, or flip your grip. Elbows reach up. Both palms go ahead and grab a hold of that right foot, right ankle, whatever you can hold on to. Heart pulls forward, hips are heavy. Make your way into your reclined pigeon, folding forward over your leg. Sending the breath deep into your left hip this time. And see if you can let gravity do most of the work for you here, so you're not resisting or struggling against the pose. Two more breaths. Start to walk your palms back in, lifting head and chest, and make your way into our final downward dog. And once more here, do any movements and motions that you need to do with your left leg and left hip. Get the blood flowing again. And bring your knees back down onto the mat. Come into a seated pose and open up your legs into a straddle. Sitting up nice and tall, maybe a little bit of a micro bend through the knees, and we'll come into a forward fold from here. So come into it with a flat back. And once you reach your edge, then you can just start to let go of the neck. Let your head be heavy. Softening through the arms and the belly. And we'll take 5 to 8 breaths here. Walk your palms back in, lift your upper body back up. And from here, let's stack the knees. So cross your right knee directly over top of your left, or as much as you can. Ankles are close towards your hips, spine is nice and long. Let's bend the elbows in front of the face and bring your right elbow underneath your left, binding once or binding twice. Press your forearms firmly together so that you feel an expansion at the back of the heart. And stay here or slowly come into a forward fold. So your elbows may or may not make it down onto the mat. You can always use a block for support. Just try to relax your neck and upper body here. Getting a little bit deeper into the hips, back of the heart, shoulder blades. And slowly lift yourself back up, unwind the arms, slowly unwind the legs. And we'll go and do the same thing on the second side. So this time you're stacking your left knee over top of your right. And with the arms, let's bring our left arm over the right, binding once or twice. Maybe lift your elbows up a little bit higher before making your way into your forward fold. Deep belly breaths. And let go of anything that no longer serves you here. And let's start to lift up out of this pose, uncrossing the arms, uncrossing the legs. And go ahead and straighten your legs out in front of you. You can always keep a micro bend through the knees. We'll come into a forward fold. So as you inhale, both arms reach up overhead. And as you exhale, slowly bring your palms down onto the ground wherever they fall. Maintain length through the lower back here. And go ahead and soften your neck. Let your head be heavy. So you can use your arms and hands a little bit here to pull yourself forward, but try not to use too much strength. Let this be a bit of a passive forward fold so that gravity does most of the work for you. And notice if you hold your breath. Instead, can you breathe a little bit deeper so that you can feel it travel all the way down your spine and down the backs of your legs. Take your time to come out of this fold, and from here we'll go and lay directly down onto our backs. Making your way here, maybe hug your knees in towards your chest. Any little movements that feel good, you can rock from side to side. And let's take a twist. So maybe set your hips a couple inches towards the left before dropping both knees over towards the right. Try to keep your left shoulder blade down onto the mat so that your chest is still facing up. So we do these twists to relieve any lower back tension, especially after a forward fold. So send your breath and awareness directly into that area. Maybe allowing the eyes to close or the gaze to be soft. Allow your lower body to relax and your legs to be heavy. Inhale, bring both knees back through to center, and let's switch sides. So this time your hips go a couple inches towards the right and both knees drop over towards the left. Try to keep your right shoulder blade down on the mat this time. Inhale, bring your knees back through to center and make your way into Shavasana, our final resting pose. Straightening out your legs, taking up as much space as you're comfortable taking with the upper body. Palms face up towards the sky. Relax your jaw, neck, and shoulders. And come back to whatever breath is natural to you. Maybe allowing the eyes to close, fully surrendering to the pose, and giving your body the opportunity to integrate all the work you've done. Maybe feeling the vibration through the back of the legs, deep into the hips and shoulders, all these areas that we've worked. And when you're ready, let's start to wiggle the fingers and toes, bringing movement back into the body, gently waking ourselves up. Turn over onto one side just so you can lift yourself back up into a comfortable seated pose, bringing your hands at the center of your chest, sitting up nice and tall. Take a moment to acknowledge all the wonderful hard work you've done. I thank you all so much for doing this class with me. If you enjoyed it, please remember to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share it with your friends. Thank you so much. Namaste.